Good evening and a very warm welcome to Front Page on AIM Network, India's definitive media organization and voice on everything AI and technology. Well, Front Page is powered by MachineCon 2025, an invite-only residential summit for GCC heads, exclusively brought to you by AIM Network. And tonight on Front Page, India's countdown to greatness is no longer a dream, it's a launch sequence from quantum chips to rocket ships and orbiting data centers to billion-dollar deep tech bets. The race to build the future is on. But with innovation comes resistance, and progress definitely has a price. Here are the headlines. Amazon has issued a cease and desist to AI startup Perplexity, basically claiming its Comet browser used bots to shop on Amazon without consent. Perplexity fired back, accusing Amazon of stifling innovation. ISRO has announced 7 major missions before March 2026, including an uncrewed Gaganyaan test flight as part of a 5-year plan for 50 rocket launches. India's space race is accelerating very fast, and this countdown has just begun. Kaveri isn't just the lifeline of the South anymore. It's now India's leap into the quantum age. Bengaluru-based QpiAI has unveiled Kaveri, a 64-qubit quantum chip that could redefine India's place in the global tech race. From Make in India to Compute in India, this breakthrough definitely signals a future where the world's next big computing revolution might just be engineered. Google is taking AI infrastructure off the planet. Literally, the tech giant plans to launch solar-powered satellite data centers equipped with its tensor processing units, TPUs, to harness unlimited solar energy and near-zero cooling costs in orbit. India's deep tech story just got a whole lot bigger. With 7,500 crore rupees in new commitments and NVIDIA stepping in as a strategic advisor, the India Deep Tech Alliance is gearing up for the next leap in AI, semiconductors, and quantum innovation, quietly setting the stage for India's deep tech decade. And finally, a 20,000 crore rupees AI city project has sparked farmer protests, even as the state pushes ahead with a 600 crore rupees deep tech fund and plans for a quantum city. Is this the cost of progress or the start of a new model where innovation meets resistance? Please stay tuned because this story goes far beyond Bengaluru. Good evening. Well, we told you this was coming. If you've been following Front Page, you know we called it. The AI browser war has begun. And today, the first cannonball has been fired for sure. Amazon has officially declared war on one of the hottest AI startups in the valley, Perplexity AI. This week, Amazon sent a cease and desist notice to Perplexity, telling it to stop using its AI bots to crawl and shop on Amazon through its actually new browser called Comet. You're aware of it. We said it on Front Page, correct? So Amazon claims Comet violates its terms of service by running automated shopping sessions, comparing products, and even making purchases without disclosing it's an AI agent. In other words, Amazon just said this: we don't want your bots buying from us, end quote. But Perplexity isn't, well, quietly rolling over. Its founder and CEO, Arvind Srinivas, responded publicly saying this: we would be happy to work together with Amazon to figure out a win-win outcome for both us and them. But attempts to block our Comet Assistant on Amazon and hurt our users, we will have to stand up for them and not get bullied by Amazon, end quote. So what he's actually really saying is this: we're open to collaboration, but we won't let big tech dictate the rules of the AI era. It's actually a diplomatic opener followed by a punchline, a very clear message that Perplexity would not be intimidated, and rightly so, maybe. Moments later, the company's official account echoed that stance, posting this: "We believe every user has the right to use the AI of their choice. Amazon wants to block Comet users from using AI assistants to shop on their platform, and they are now using legal threats to do so. But we will not be intimidated," end quote. Which, if actually stripped off the corporate tone, pretty much means this: Amazon doesn't get to decide which AI people use, and if it tries, we'll fight back. Now, before we deep dive, a very quick pause and a small little request and a message to all of you watching. We actually see you. Thousands of you watch Front Page every day. Thank you for that. I'm sure you laugh at the punchlines, drop your takes, and then just scroll right past the subscribe button. It's right there, man. Honestly, subscribing isn't charity. It's actually appreciation. We put in a lot of work, you know. It's actually how you tell the algorithm, this show gets me, makes me happy. And it's what actually gets you the top stories of everything tech and AI across the globe before, I promise you this, anyone else does. So please go on, tap it, and let's actually keep building this newsroom for the curious. All right, now back to the storm. You, I believe, have already subscribed for. Perplexity argues that users should have the right to delegate shopping to their AI assistants. But Amazon fears losing control of what drives its $500 billion e-commerce engine: search, visibility, and advertising. So, if Comet picks the cheapest option automatically, it skips the ads and recommendations that make Amazon billions. That's actually disruption. And here's where it actually gets pretty wild. Comet isn't just another browser. It's an agentic browser. It doesn't just search for you, it acts for you. It clicks, scrolls, compares, fills out forms, and if you let it, it makes the final purchase as well. But that raises the big question, which is this: who governs autonomous AI behavior online? When a bot starts making real transactions, whose rules apply? The AIs, the platforms, or yours? Well, Amazon, of course, has its own AI ambitions, from Rufus, its conversational assistant, to Buy For Me, an upcoming shopping agent. So, here is the conclusion. This isn't just about one rogue startup. It's actually about who gets to be your personal AI shopper. The battle line is pretty clear. Amazon wants control of your digital intent. Perplexity wants to free it. If Perplexity wins, the very structure of online commerce could shift. Imagine thousands of AI browsers doing the buying, not people. No ads, no recommendations, no sponsored products, just data, logic, and automation. That's great for consumers, but for platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, or Walmart, it's actually an existential threat. This fight has major implications for India too. First, e-commerce giants like Flipkart, Meesho, and JioMart will need to rethink their bot policies. So when AI browsers actually start automating comparison and checkout, Indian marketplaces must decide, do they block, partner, or build their own? And second, this opens up a new opportunity for Indian AI commerce startups. Imagine local shopping agents built around ONDC data, UPI flows, and multilingual price intelligence. And the third bit, which is this will likely actually shape India's Digital India Act, which already aims to define autonomous AI behavior. The Amazon Perplexity fight could become a reference point for Indian regulators drafting the first AI conduct rulebook. So yes, this browser battle in the US could write the policy script for AI commerce in India. At its core, this isn't about code or terms of service. It's actually about freedom versus control. Who owns your digital actions in the agentic era? If Perplexity succeeds, AI browsers will become the next big interface, acting independently, negotiating prices, making choices for you. If Amazon wins, big tech keeps the leash tight. Your AI will work with their platforms, not outside them. Either way, the AI browser wars have begun. The clarion call has been called. And this time, it's not just about clicks. It's actually about control of the digital self. We please would like for you to drop in your thoughts in the comments below, because we want to know what you think. Should AI be free to act anywhere online, or do platforms deserve the final say? Of course, needless to say, you need to subscribe. So here's what's happening. ISRO just dropped its biggest space roadmap yet. Between now and March 2026, India's space agency plans to launch 7 missions. Yes, you heard that right. 7. And that's just the start. They've actually set their sights on 50 rocket launches in the next 5 years. ISRO chairman V. Narayanan made it very official right after India's latest communication satellite lifted off successfully this week. So yes, India isn't slowing down. It's about to take flight. Let's actually, both of us, launch into what's coming. This announcement came right after the successful CMS-03, which is the GSAT-7R communication satellite launch, a mission designed to strengthen India's naval communication systems. In the next 15 months, ISRO will roll out a mix of missions, from commercial satellite launches to technology demonstrations and the first uncrewed Gaganyaan test flight, which sets the stage for India's human space flight era. The lineup includes the LVM-3, GSLV F-17 and multiple PSLV missions, each one advancing a different part of India's space capability. Multiple PSLV flights including technology demonstration missions. But the question is, why now? Well, because ISRO is finally moving from prove we can to show we will. The Chandrayaan and Aditya missions gave them global spotlight. Now, it's about building momentum, cadence, and credibility. 7 missions in 15 months means faster turnarounds, more data, and more tech validation. It's actually all ISRO's way of telling the world, we're done celebrating, now we are scaling. Also, more rockets don't just mean more launches. They mean more impact, and this is how. Each mission adds muscle to India's space economy, which is actually expected to cross $40 billion by the end of the decade. It's actually great news for startups under in space, for private launchers like Skyroot and Agnikul, and of course, for suppliers across the tech chain. And then there is a strategic edge. Better satellite coverage for communication, weather, and navigation. More launches mean better forecasting, stronger defense systems, and better connectivity for remote corners of the country. Simply put, this isn't about actually reaching space, it's actually about using space to power everything on Earth. Every spacefaring nation is racing to establish industrial cadence. SpaceX launches almost weekly. China clocks dozens a year. And now India is saying, all right, our turn. ISRO's model, low cost, high reliability, is still unmatched, mind you. With this space, India can actually position itself as the go-to country for medium and small satellite launches, especially for the global south. And make no mistake, this has geopolitical weight. From navigation networks to real-time surveillance, whoever controls skies controls information. And India is quietly making sure it has both the satellites and the systems to back them. Think of it this way. 2014 was the selfie with Mars. 2024 was the landing on the moon. And now 2026 is the year we start sending humans. More satellites mean better GPS, faster broadband, sharper weather alerts, and stronger disaster prediction. Farmers, students, logistical players, telecom companies, everyone benefits from what ISRO is cooking. And the timing, well, is perfect. Because as the world fights over compute power and data sovereignty, India is quietly building space sovereignty. So here's the bottom line. ISRO not aiming for the stars anymore. It's actually building the highway to reach them. 7 missions, 15 months, 50 launches in 5 years. It's not hype, it's a declaration. And when Gaganyaan finally carries humans into orbit, it won't just be India's giant leap. It'll be the moment we prove our journey to the stars has just begun. Again, request you to please drop in your thoughts below. Which mission are you most excited for? And what do you think India's next giant leap should be? Bengaluru-based QpiAI has unveiled Kaveri, a 64-qubit superconducting quantum processor, the most powerful quantum chip ever built in India. Launched at the Emerging Science Technology and Innovation Conclave in Delhi, the announcement was presided over by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and inaugurated by Union Science and Technology Minister Jitendra Singh. The Kaveri builds on the success of QpiAI's Indus 25-qubit system launched last year. So, according to the company, this new processor represents the next evolution of India's quantum stack, one built entirely in-house from qubit design and cryogenics to control electronics and cloud integration. QpiAI said the chip will be commercially available by Q3 of 2026, targeting government labs, research institutes, and of course, enterprises in cryptography, optimization, materials science, and machine learning. Nagendra Nagaraja, founder and CEO of QpiAI, called it a very proud moment for India's scientific community, end quote, adding, Kaveri demonstrates what is possible when world-class talent, ambitious vision, and indigenous innovation come together. Wonderfully put, sir, end quote. As quantum computing becomes central to cryptography, defense, and national security, India's ability to design and fabricate its own qubit systems signals technological sovereignty in a domain dominated by the United States and China. We know this. But by moving from 25 to 64 qubits, India enters the league of nations with intermediate scale quantum processors alongside Canada, Germany, and Japan. The Kaveri project also aligns with the government's national quantum mission, which aims to build 1,000 qubit systems by 2030. So at the same event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled the RDI scheme, a new initiative to boost private sector-driven R&D and accelerate the lab-to-market transition of emerging technologies. He highlighted that India's R&D spending has doubled over the past decade. Patent registrations have surged, wait for this number, it'll make you proud, 17 times. Nice. And the country is now a pioneer of transformation through technology, end quote. The PM also underscored India's growing leadership in quantum computing, green hydrogen, and semiconductors, while reaffirming India's commitment to ethical and human-centric AI. He also announced that India will host the Global AI Summit in February 2026, positioning the country at the center of global AI and quantum discourse. So, why does this matter? Because of this. Technological sovereignty. Kaveri cements India's status as a very serious player in the global quantum race. The innovation flywheel combines indigenous R&D, fabrication, and application layer development within one ecosystem. The commercial readiness aspect, a clear roadmap toward enterprises government adoption by 2026, not just a lab prototype. The policy alignment fits directly into India's quantum mission, making in India and broader deep tech policy framework. So basically, Kaveri is not an isolated story. Clearly, it sits actually within a rapidly evolving ecosystem that encompasses policy, research, hardware, startups, and regional hubs. The National Quantum Mission in India has driven funding and institutional support for quantum technologies across hardware, communication, sensing, and materials. The total budget approved for the National Quantum Mission, which is the NQM in India, is, here's the number, 6,003.65 crore rupees for the period 2023 to 2024 to 2030 to 31. QpiAI itself raised a $32 million funding round in 2025 with backing from India's quantum mission and private investors. QpiAI publicly lists a roadmap from Indus, which is 25 qubits, to Kaveri, which is 64, as we mentioned. Then, higher systems, 128, 256, 1000 qubits over the coming years. Multiple Indian states are positioning themselves as quantum hubs, aiming to build ecosystems for talent, manufacturing, and innovation, which will feed into the national ecosystem clearly. States like Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka are building dedicated quantum hubs. We've covered this extensively right here on Front Page. That's what happens when you subscribe. Challenges persist. Although hardware advances are real, India is still building scale, supply chain depth, workforce depth, and error correction capabilities. Common issues globally for quantum hardware. So it's not just us. Just wanted to clarify that. The ecosystem's maturity is still developing. So finally, every technology power builds a moment like this when research ambition meets industrial capability. For India, Kaveri is that moment. It turns the idea of Make in India from assembly to architecture, and it signals a deeper truth, which is the next wave of global computing breakthroughs may not just be imported. They could be designed, cooled, and coded right here. Well, we're going to take a short little break on Front Page, but we will be back with, well, something that I'm pretty sure is going to make you really, really proud. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Front Page. Google just turned the infrastructure race cosmic. The company has announced a plan to launch solar-powered satellite data centers equipped with its own tensor processing units, TPUs, into orbit. And yes, you heard that right, compute are officially leaving Earth. According to Google CEO Sundar Pichai, this is what he said, when you consider how much energy the sun emits, more than 100 trillion times humanity's total electricity production, space may be the best place to scale AI compute. Wonderful. The sun is definitely shining. Leading this project is Travis Beals, Google's Senior Director of Paradigms of Intelligence. He's the guy pushing the idea that orbit might just be the next data center frontier. Up there, the sun never sets, at least not for satellites in sun-synchronous orbit. A solar panel in space can generate up to 8 times more power than on Earth, with no cooling problems and almost constant supply energy. That means, in theory, Google could actually run massive AI workloads 24/7 without the heat and energy bottlenecks that ground-based data centers face. The plan is to launch modular satellite constellations, each acting like a mini compute pod, which means solar-powered, connected through optical laser links, pushing up to 10 terabytes per second. Wow. In lab tests, Google's already hit 1.6 terabytes per second on a single optical pair. Now, here's the very interesting part if you're already not intrigued, which is strange. Google's paper towards a future space-based, highly scalable AI infrastructure system design, end quote, shares some very real data. Radiation-tolerant Trillium V6E TPUs survive triple the radiation exposure